morning, kids. So today our subject is history and our topic is religious trends in ancient India. So we will get the idea what is religion, and we will also come to know what were the 6 ancient religions. So our objective is we will be able to define religion, differentiate between various religions according to their symbols or significance, discuss and list various types of ancient religions in India. The word ancient means old. Before we start, children, let's do the recapitulation. Okay? Can any one of you read the first question for me? Yes, Ayush, please read the first question. Ayush, read the first question. Raise your hand. Ayush?
Yes, teacher.
Read, beta.
Name the 4 Vedas.
Name the 4 Vedas. Do you know the answer of this? Ayush, do you know the answer? Yes, so please tell me.
Yajurvedas. Yajurvedas.
Okay. I think Ansh, will you answer? Please answer, Ansh. Ansh, you can answer. Unmute yourself and answer, beta. Name the 4 Vedas.
Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda.
Very good. Very nice. As you have unmuted yourself, please read the second question for others. Read the second question, Ansh.
Name the 4 Varnas during the Vedic period.
During the Vedic period. Who will answer this? I can see Chanda Tara raising their hands. Chanda Tara, answer this question. Name the 4 Varnas during the Vedic period. Unmute yourself and answer. Yes, Chanda Tara, answer, beta. Chanda Tara, what happened? You're not able to unmute yourself?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Yes,
now,
teacher.
name the 4 Varnas during the Vedic period.
Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya,
Yes,
Saudra.
Brahmacharya,
Shudra.
Kshatriya, Shudra. Okay, you have missed one of them. Okay. What are the 4 stages of ashram? Anyone can tell me what are the 4 stages of ashram?
Teacher.
Yes.
Teachers. Brahmacharya, student, grace at course holder, whence the potentiated and sannyas aided.
Okay, very nice. Okay, the last question. Main occupation during the Vedic period. Ayush, can you answer? Ayush?
Agriculture.
Yes, agriculture. Very good. Let's look at the answers now. You all have given me the answers. Let's look at them. So, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda, and Atharva Veda. These are the four Vedas. Then the Varnas, Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. And the third question was Brahmacharya, student, Grihastha, householder, Vanaprahastha, that's retired, and Sannyas. Sannyas, renunciate. Renunciate means to leave everything. And the fourth answer was agriculture. Very good, everyone. Let's look at the lesson. Before we start, what do you understand with the word religion or dharma? Dharma is in Marathi. The word is in Marathi. Religion you call in English. What do you understand with the word religion? Anybody knows what is religion?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Worship.
Okay. Any?
Teacher, faith.
Oh,
Worship,
okay.
teaching.
Worship.
Teacher, faith.
Faith. Okay. Okay. One at a time. Worship. Teaching. Faith. Okay. So let's look at this. So religion means there are so many religions, different Hindu, Islam, Sikh, many religions are there. But one who is following what exactly is religion is you have faith in it. What is the meaning of faith? You have trust in it. You believe the expectations. What are the expectations? You know, means you believe that if whatever they are telling you, you know that you have to follow it in that direction. The third is divinity. What is divinity? You believe the state. Whatever they are telling you, you believe that there is a God. You have to follow it. You worship that. These all things you remember and you follow. Worship, you all know you worship God, right? Then teachings, the teachings which are given from the gurus. Then also religious groups are there. See, every religion, they have a group. They tell us what is right, what is wrong, what need to follow, okay? And you also have a faith. The faith is the same word which I told you, that you have a trust in it. There is a community which you all have faith. So in short, it is a particular system where faith and worship and you go in that direction. That's known as religion. Okay, children. Let's look at the next slide. Can you see on the right side, a man is performing yajna. Okay. Yajna normally is called in Marathi. In English, it is known as yajna. So as you know, you have learned in the last lesson also, towards the end of the Vedic period, the minute details of yajna rites acquired undue importance. Only the priestly class had knowledge of those details. Others no longer had the freedom to gain that knowledge. Children, this performing yajna, doing all kind of worshipping other gods, all this started getting under importance. Means there was no need for that, but it started giving more importance. It was just at the high level. Only the priestly class had knowledge of those details. Priestly class, you know what is priestly class? As you can look in the pyramid on the right side here, you can see at the top level is the Brahmins. So the priestly class means the Brahmins. Only the Brahmins had the knowledge because they only could study and they only could perform the yajna, or you call in English as yajna. Others no longer had the freedom to gain that knowledge. Who are others? Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras. They did not have freedom to gain that knowledge. Now the Varna system restrictions become very hard in course of time. It became compulsory, mandatory. Means all the human beings had to follow this. They had to follow. If he is from Kshatriya, he has to be in Kshatriya. He is Shudra, is Shudra. So they had to follow. A person's social position was decided by the Varna into which he was born, rather than by his achievements. Even though the Shudra had learned or he had some knowledge, but he could not perform the yajna, or he could not give any ideas, or he cannot show his achievements to others. He is born in Shudra, he has to do the work of Shudras only. Everybody had the work which they had to do compulsory. Now, that is why from the Upanishad period, we see that attempts were made to give a wider scope to religious thought and not to restrict it only to the yajna rite. So because of all these things, nobody used to get chance. So because of all these things, what happened, children? Other religion came up and they started telling people that we don't need to put ourselves in this pyramid. We can go into, we can scope into a higher level also. You can go into the lower level also. Whatever you can do regarding your achievements as a person, how you are, you can show the society and you can follow the religion, whatever you want. Okay, on the right side, what can you see? It is known as deities. Deities is one kind of an ideal, or you can say a statue. Deities, they were being worshipped. However, the thought in Upanishads focused on the existence and nature of the soul. They believed that there was a God. They believed that there is God around us. That was their existence. It was difficult for ordinary people to understand it. The ordinary people did not understand the Upanishads language. So this gave rise to different sectors that emphasize the worship of particular deities. The rise to different sects is the sect tells the emphasizing upon the worship, how you have to worship a particular god, how you need to worship, how he will be happy, and then he will grace you with all his blessings. All these things were written in that. So different Puranas were written with reference to these deities. So different Purans. For example, if you believe in Lord Shiva, so how you will worship Lord Shiva, how he will be happy, then how he will grace you with the blessings. All these things were written in the Puranas. But it was written in the Upanishads, that is in Sanskrit language. When we look, certain trends around the 16th century BC made attempt to express religious thoughts in such a way that the common man would understand it easily. So because of this, what used to happen, children, this Upanishads, everybody couldn't read. So certain people came ahead and what did they do? They started telling the common man, the one, those who couldn't read or write, they started telling them in an easy way, in an easy language. Many people realize that every person is free to find the ways of his own upliftment. That is, if all the people have the right to follow any religion. They can develop themselves in any religion. They all have a right to follow any religion. This led to establishment of new religions. Because of all these things were happening, because of this, and new religions started coming up. So let's look at which religion started coming up. Let's look at the first religion, that is Jainism. As you can see on the right side of pictures, Jainism. Jainism is one of the ancient religion in India. This is the ancient religions in India. It's a very old one. This religion gives importance to the principle of non-violence. This religion is giving importance to non-violence, means you should not harm anybody. It is not always beating, but there are also other different things. You must have heard from your friends saying that I am a Jain. So let's look what is Jain. Most of us, we know about the other religion. Let's look into it this. According to the Jain tradition, a person reveals religious knowledge is known as a Tirthankar. According to the Jain tradition, a person who reveals religion knowledge is known as Tirthankar. There have been 24 Tirthankars in all. Vardhaman Mahavir is the 24th Tirthankar in the Jain religious tradition. He was the last one. Let's look about Vardhaman Mahavir and his teaching in the next slide. There's a short story who was Vardhaman Mahavir. As you can see on the left side, there is a picture of Vardhaman Mahavir. Vardhaman Mahavir was born in 599 BC as a prince in Bihar, India. At the age of 30, he left his family and royal household, gave up his worldly possessions, including the clothing, and become a monk. Vardhaman Mahavir was from the royal family, that is from the king's family. So you just imagine how many things he had. Okay, he had all the luxurious things. But beside of this, all these luxury things, he left all the luxury things and also his family at the age of 30, including the clothing also. He wear simple clothing. He did not wear all the styles of clothes of kings and all. He wore a simple clothing and he became a monk, and he spent the next 12 years in deep silence and meditation to conquer his desire and feelings. For the how many next years? Next 12 years, he went into the deep silence and meditation. You must have heard doing meditation in yoga. Okay, so that yoga position of meditation he did for 12 years. After 12 years, he attained enlightenment. After 12 and a half years of rigorous tapa, he did the tap, and because of that, he found the light that is called as enlightenment. This knowledge was pure or keval. Because of this, he got a knowledge which was pure. After the attainment of knowledge, he preached for about 30 years. How many years? 30 years. If you want to follow the religion, what are the basic things you have to follow? What you need to do? So now to make it easy for people to understand it, he spoke to them in Ardhamagadi. What is Ardhamagadi? It is a language. It's a people language. It's a Jain language. The religion that he expounded laid stress on good conduct. He told the people, if you want to follow this religion, you have to behave properly, you have to behave good. Let's look, what were the essence, what were the main things. So, Vardhaman Mahavir's teaching for good conduct is contained of 5 great vows. What are the 5 great vows known as Pancha Mahavratas? And the 3 jewels, that is 3 Ratna. The assembly held by Tirthankar to preach the people was known as Samavasharan in Ardhamagadi. He used to teach the people. He used to give them the knowledge. But he used to give them the knowledge at a place that is known as Samavasharan. What is Samavasharan? Samavasharan is a hall where he used to sit. It's a divine preaching hall. In that hall, only teachings were given. Other than that, you cannot perform any other things. Okay? Samavasharan was based on equality. People of all Varnas had entry to it. What is Samavasharan? Samavasharan, I told you it was a hall. And it was based on equality, means the door was open for everyone. It is not that if you are belong to another caste or another religion, you can't come in. You can come inside and you can listen to his teachings. And if you want, you can follow also. At that age, children, as you remember, I told you, there were the Varnas which was been followed. So even the Shudra could go, even the Kshatriya could go, even the Brahmins could go, Vaishyas could go and take the knowledge, receive the knowledge. Let's look at the Pancha Mahavratas. As I told you, the 5 great vows. These are the 5 rules to be followed strictly. The first one is ahimsa, non-violence. As this word is not new for you, non-violence you all must have heard from Gandhiji also, right? So no living being should be hurt, injured or harmed through one's behavior. Means no living being should be hurt, injured. That means fighting, you should not fight. You should not hurt anyone. But also you should not hurt anyone through your behavior. You should not speak wrong about anyone else. You should not tell them that you are Shudra, be far away from me. Don't sit near me. Or do not hurt them. Even if their heart hurts, it is one kind of ahimsa done to them. So whenever you talk or whatever you behave with others, it should be non-violence. Second one was Satya, that everybody knows truth. Every speech and action should be true. Let's look at the third one, Asatya. What is asatya? It is non-stealing. Asatya means theft, robbery. You do robbery. You must have listened about the robbery things, right? Huh? Sometimes children rob rubber, pencil, all these things, no? But it is wrong. Your teacher explains you, this is wrong. You should not rob. If you want something from someone, you should ask that person. So same way, even in his 5 grade was, it was one of the thing you should not rob. If you rob, you become a thief,
Teacher,
right? So taking, yes sir, yes sir.
just a second.
5 grade was. The fourth one was aparigraha, that is non-attachment. Men tends to accumulate property due to greed. For example, if your mother give you a toy, you get attachment to it. That is my toy. I won't share it with my brother or sister, but your mother tells you, no, you have to share. But you get a one kind of an attachment. So normally when you become, even the men has the attachment to its property, my house, my things. So all these things you should leave. Aparigraha means not hoarding or accumulate anything in this way. You should not hold the things. You should leave, let go the things. Okay. The last one is brahmacharya, chastity. It means leaving bodily pleasures and following the vows. So afterwards, after when you take a brahmacharya, you have to leave all the bodily pleasure, good clothing and all the things, eating simple. All this was known as brahmacharya. Let's look at the next slide, which tells you about the 3 ratnas, which I told you in, if you want to follow the Jainism, even this is important. So what are the 3 ratnas? The 3 jewels are Samyak Darshan, that's right faith, to understand the truth in the preaching of Tirthankar and to have faith in it. That means you have to have believe in it, faith in it, and you also understand what is true, what is right, what is wrong. You have to understand and you have to follow it in the same direction. Then you have Samyagjan, that is right knowledge, that is studying the preaching and philosophy of the Tirthankar regularly and learning its deep meaning. It is, what does this mean, you know, children? You have to learn. How do you study your study every day regularly? Same way you have to preach regularly, listen to the philosophy of Tirthankar regularly, and also follow it, and also understand the meaning what he's trying to tell you. Third is Samyak Charitra, that is right conductor, good behavior. That is Samyak means balance. You have to strictly follow the 5 great vows which I told you. So now let's look at essence of his teachings. What were the main essence of his teaching? Among the teachings of Mahavir, Anintaketavada is considered to be very important in the quest of truth. It means pluralism or multiple viewpoints. So in his teaching, Anintaketavada is considered to be very important. You need to follow the truth. Second was Vardhaman Mahavir taught the people that the greatness of man does not depend on his varna, but on his excellent conduct. Hence, if you are a man and if you are a human being and if you behave properly, you respect everybody, you give respect to or even the lower class people, or you don't keep it in your mind only that this is lower, this is higher level. You talk to everybody, you have some mercy on that. All these things will be, if you behave properly, that's called as good conduct. That will decide you are from which religion, what kind of human being you are. That will not depend on your varna, that you are Brahmin, you are Kshatriya. All this will not depend on that. Third is in Vedic tradition, the doors of knowledge had slowly been closed to the women. As you can see, children, as we have started history from 6th standard, you can see the women did not get any knowledge. Okay, so Vardhaman Mahavir gave the right to the sannyas, the right to renounce the world to women, that even they have the right to come forward, learn and gain the knowledge. The fourth was his teaching was love all living things. You should love all the living things. If it is a bird or animal, you cannot hurt that animal. Have mercy and compassion. Mercy is daya. You have to show daya, compassion towards them. You also live and let others also live their own life. Okay, children, here I finish with my lesson. Here is an assignment. There are only 5 questions and it's only one line answer. I may say if you write in a line, or it's a one word answer. You just have to complete the assignment and then you can post me. Okay? Children, in the next lecture, we will be looking at 5.2 and 5.3 Buddhism. Before I end, I'll show you the textbook. You need to read that. And if you have any issues, let me know. Okay, children. So this is the lesson, Religion Trends in Ancient India. So page number 20, you will read. And from page number 21, you will only read till let, leave and let, leave. Okay? You read and let me know. Okay?